I think first of all, when you're getting into the markets and when you're really starting to understand your journey as a trader, it's effectively you've got to say to yourself, what am I trying to achieve from having an account with IG? What is it that I really want to do? And I think from that perspective, you can look at the things like lifestyle and personality, and you can really look at those situations. In terms of how you actually go around creating a trading plan from scratch, I mean, there's absolutely there's so much literature on the web, there's so much stuff on YouTube. IG will be providing education as well. You can speak to an analyst, you can speak to an advisor and talk to them about the market journey that and the advice that they would give as well. In terms of what assets that the person trades, I think there's no one right or wrong asset. For me, I will always choose the asset which I think is the most beneficial to my strategy, whether it's trading around a central bank or trading around oil moving lower, what's going to be the cause and impact on the currency markets or equity markets. There's no one right or answer. If I think China's going to weaken, do I trade the Aussie dollar or trade copper? There's not one right or wrong answer. So I think you've got to understand your strategy. There's so much literature nowadays about creating a trading plan, but you've got to do what's right for you and your circumstances. You'll generally find traders will often start trading with an asset class they've got a relationship with. In Australia, we see a lot of people trading the Aussie dollar, the ASX 200, because it's front page news, it's what people have in their pockets, what you deal with. In the UK, it's cable and it's the FTSE and the FTSE stocks. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. I think if you understand why these companies are moving, if you have a really strong understanding of those stocks, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But I think as your adventure journeys out and you become a lot more exotic in terms of your trading style, you will look at various other markets. You're looking at international markets, you'll look at other asset classes. We've seen this big migration over the years, beginning pre-GFC, where everyone was trading stocks markets were going up in a nice straight line and people wanted leverage to take advantage of that situation. And then the GFC hit, and of course people didn't want single stock exposure, they wanted diversification of an index. We now see 51% of our annual flows in index products, in equity indices. Commodities, big part of business, and FX as well, people moving across. And that's really just what people do. I mean, people will look off and start off with something that they've got a strong relationship with, understand the product, understanding all the different asset classes that IG offer, and you'll see people moving across to another asset class that they think actually may be a better one for whatever the strategy is they're trying to do. I think in terms of the timing around a trade, again, what are you trying to achieve from a trade? If you believe that BHP Billiton's going to go up because they're going to come out with a great set of results, that's fantastic. I mean, how long are you looking to hold the trade for? That's up to you. I mean, there's no right or wrong reason behind that. I mean, if you buy the Aussie dollar because you think China's actually oversold and things are going to go on, how long do you hold the position for? What is it? What is your objective for buying the trade? Apart from taking gut feel out of the trade, and people who are generally trading for gut feel, if you're trading around a strategy, that strategy will dictate how long you're going to be in the market for. So it could be 4 hours, it could be 2 minutes, it could be 2 weeks. The asset in question will probably dictate that, but the strategy, more importantly, will dictate how long you're in that position. Of course, how much money you're making or losing will obviously dictate that as well.